I have begged Nigerians to try and prove me wrong in my postulation, but they keep on failing. Now, what do I mean? Listen to this. I installed that Nigerians have very vast criminal tendencies, while a greater number of people from other parts of African countries, actually, especially Ghana and South Africans, have this academic mentality. They are a lot more aligned or inclined towards academia. Now, here's one thing that proves this.
Now, bros, you talking about Ghanaians are a lot more academic mentality and South African. And then what are you saying about Nigeria? Nigerians are not academic mentality. Come on. Are you telling me that Nigerians don't study, they don't go to school, or they don't value education? Uh-uh. For the fact that our country is suffering from a whole lot of stuff does not mean that the Nigerians, you can tell me that due to the poor government we have, our academic systems are not, are not to the standards it ought to be. But telling me that Nigerians are not academic inclined, you as a person, you should know better. In one of your videos I had, you said all of your family, even your parents, you all are graduates, you went to school. So if you're a graduate, how come did you do that? Are you not part of Nigerians? Come on. But that's not where my problem lies in his video. My problem lies in his video. We are coming to that. Keep watching, guys.
And this is something that I would indulge or implore. Sorry, this is something I would implore a greater number of people hearing me right now to check out. Go to my inbox. Every post that I've made, one of the things you truly notice is that when you come to my comment section, when you go to my comment section, you will see that all the comments you see there by other African countries are usually expressed in English, outright English. Check it out. Every comment you see from other African countries, maybe from South Africans, maybe from Ghanaians, you'll always see such in English language, pure English, everything written with correct grammar or something like that. But now check Nigerians there. They can never write in English because they don't know how to. Most of them would always express themselves in Pidgin. Pidgin. Now, Pidgin is a substandard form of English. It is a way that criminal minds tend to express themselves. I know this because when you're writing a script, I went to an acting class, when you're writing a script, there are two characters that you express in Pidgin. When you're writing a character, when you're trying to express a character, a character who is a robber or a thief or a kidnapper, and a prostitute. That's when you engage their communication or dialogue or their expression, usually in Pidgin English. Now, Pidgin strictly tells you that this person is a criminal. But when one inclines,
You all, this guy is something else. With his way of reasoning and understanding is actually something else. I don't know where he's getting his facts from. He said he's educated, he went to university. In fact, if you ask me, I'll say he has done his masters and all that. He said he came from a background and a family of uh professionals, graduates. Okay, so now he's trying to let us know that the Nigerians don't know how to speak English because of what? Because that in his videos, all the people in that are commenting, they are all writing pure English. They are not missing it with Pidgin. That they are South Africans and Ghana. Oh yes, no doubt that South Africans and Ghana write pure English. And bros, you call yourself in Nigeria. And if you know in Nigeria, you should know that Nigeria have different uniqueness and has something that make Nigeria a Nigeria. South Africa have things that make them a South Africa. Ghana has things that makes them a Ghana. Now, Pidgin is one of those things that makes Nigeria Nigeria, that represents Nigeria. So you saying that Nigeria does not know English, that is a lie, pure lie. And you went ahead to join the matter that Nigeria does not know English, that the Pidgin that they speak makes them criminals. Wow. Can you tell me that ever since you were born and you grew up in Nigeria, you haven't spoke English? If not that you set ring light, if not that you set ring glass, bros, will you tell me that you don't speak English? If it is just one thing, it's just a little mistake. I'm very sure that you usually communicate with your siblings, friends with Pidgin. Why do you lie like this? Why do you tend to make everything look criminal? Pidgin is part of the things you used to know in Nigeria. In fact, I can tell you that in Nigeria, there are still people who are in Nigeria, born and brought up in Nigeria, that don't know how to speak this pidgin. Those people who speak the pure English of Nigeria, the Queen's English. It depends. Number one, some people know how to speak pidgin because of the environment where they grew in. Many people call this pidgin a broken English. A broken English. Some call it broken Tawawa. Yes. But let me tell you, it's what you use and not an authentic Nigeria. That does not mean that he or she doesn't know English. Many Nigerians are graduates, professionals in the UK, in different places. You can name them. Okay? When they are writing letters of appointment, letters of applications for job, are they writing it in pidgin? That is one thing you should ask yourself. When they are applying for appointments, interviews, name, etc., that they are professions, okay, in sectors, organization, company, are they writing it in those appointment, those letters, are they writing it in pidgin? That person may write in a normal Queen English that he or she needs to write, but when he wants to communicate with a fellow Nigeria, in order for you to understand better, in order for you to communicate, because it's part of us, it's who we are, it's us trying to spice it. Let me tell you, this is Nigeria trying to spice it up what the British brought for them. It's trying to add up to it, not just allowing what the British brought for us. We should just take what they brought for us, the English that they brought for us to speak. Let's just we are just trying to add up something to it, spicy it up. So you trying to make it look like Nigerians don't know English. That one is a fat big lie. No. Secondly, you trying to also letting us know that any Nigerians are criminals because they speak pidgin. How? You, that means you too, you're a criminal. Yes, because you grew up in Nigeria, and I'm very, very sure that you have been speaking pidgin. You cannot tell me that you always speak this your grammar that you went to Google and research on to speak because you want to make content, speak on your daily basis. That's what you use as your lifestyle. Pidgin is part of Nigeria. Anybody that sees Nigeria. In fact, pidgin is one thing. If you find yourself outside with your brother, maybe you're in UK or something, you're in a public, you felt like communicating with your brother for him or he or she to understand what your communication, just the two of you. Pidgin is what you will speak. They are writing pidgin for you in the comment section because of your content, what you are doing, because they want you to understand what you are saying. That does not mean he or she does not know how to speak English. There are a lot of people in Nigeria who grew up in Nigeria that they don't even know how to speak that pidgin. Oh yes, the evidence is everywhere. They find it so hard because of the school that they went to, the environment where they grew up. Okay, they find it so hard. They don't even know what is. And some, this pidgin is sweet. Oh, let me tell you. Let's be honest. This pidgin is sweet. It is sweet. Eh? If you want your brother to understand where you're coming from, sometimes you speak it. It's part of Nigeria. Don't take it away from them. Don't make it look like it's a criminal art. When does spoken word become a criminal art? You claim you're educated, you're wise, you're this, but obviously, if those people that you're entertaining now see you off camera where you're blowing that pidgin, that broken tawawa as you may call it, then they will conclude that you are a criminal. Criminality depends on individual, depends on mindset, on individual. That does not mean that all Nigerians are criminals. That does not align that our pidgin English is one of the things that people use to know Nigeria. Let me even speak it for you, the little ones I know. Pidgin English, now waiting that they take the know Niger, a real born Omo Niger. Yes, Ghana's has their own accents. You don't expect a Ghanaian to write the pidgin English for you because he or she doesn't know it. You don't expect a South African to write it for you because he or she doesn't know it. But a true Nigeria that knows it and knows that you're in Nigeria, that want you to understand where he or she is coming from, will write a pidgin for you. Especially those that know it, because there's still some that doesn't know it, that doesn't know how to write it, doesn't know how to speak it. Some learnt it in the street. It's part of Nigeria. You don't expect, it's just Nigeria trying to spice off what the British brought from. Besides, who English help? This English that you're talking about is English our language. You that is talking, with what I learned about you and Igbo, I'm sure Igbo language, you should have said Igbo is a criminal, this thing. You should have told us that People that are learning French, learning all those things. Let me tell you, English is not our origin, even though we speak it, even though it's something that we learn. So Nigeria try to spice that English in a way that can convey them, in a way that can be suitable, that will make you to interact freely with your brother, and in a very fun way. And you are here trying to condemn it, paint it a criminality. Come off it, Joe. Come off it. I know that Ghana has their own accents and sweet English, and South Africa as well have their own accents and sweet English. But that does not mean that Nigeria do not have their own. Now, let me tell you something. Senegal recently said that they don't want to have France again in their country, and not just that they do not want to have France. The president as well made Wolof an official language, removing French, which is one of their official language. And French is a language that was brought to them due to their colonizers, which is France. What is that telling you? That he's trying to be authentic, that he's trying to make his country to follow their origin, follow who they are, stand, be independent for themselves, with not just being independent both in their language. That is them representing who they are. Let me also take you to another thing. Recently, Nigeria president went to France. Okay, they had an agreement and everything that they did with France, Emmanuel Macron, who is France president. And when France president planned on writing on social media to appreciate, because if you ask me, I would say he's not the one that wrote that thing. He's somebody that helped him, maybe manager or something. He was appreciating Nigeria president to let him know that their plan, their communication, their meeting of actually suit well with him. He loved it. He had to come right in Pidgin to tell you that that thing is sweet and well. Okay, bros, you can come out and say that we are speaking in Pidgin. We are what inclined with, as you usually speak, is inclined with. This is just you trying to dirty our language, trying to make it look useless. So he spoke with Pidgin. That is just form of respect. That is a form of trying to let you know that he's representing in your own origin. As president wrote in Pidgin, what does that have to say to you? That Pidgin is part of us. It's part of our origin. It's part of what we are representing. We spicing up the English that in our own way of understanding. That does not signify criminality. You took up, bros. You took up. Think at this point, so why am I even speaking? Let me speak without Pidgin English. You come out and tell us. It's a lie. There are a lot of doctors, nurses, professional Nigerians. They know how to speak this Pidgin English. They also know how to write and speak Queen's English. Write and speak a proper English. But you cannot compare that of Nigeria to Ghana. You cannot compare it because theirs are different. Their accents are different. You cannot tell a Ghanaian to write Pidgin for you now. You to think about it. Guys, that is what I'm here to just say. I do not totally agree with what he said, tagging the Pidgin English to be criminals. There are still people who knows how to speak the Queen English. They are even criminals. They are acting it because criminality is from mindset and action. It's something that you act, not what you come and speak. That because you are speaking it, there are still people who are in the office, well respected. They still know how to speak it. Now, I beg, don't try to spoil that. Leave the Pidgin for us if you don't like it.